Lights up.
Have you seen that boy, Kokuro? Young Kokuro has a wife.
The gods have smiled on him.
That young man has such a fine wife. Have you ever seen such a handsome bride?
Where did Kokoro find such a wife?
Kokuro had a better wife than he deserves.
Indeed, Kokoro had a fine wife. She swept up the mud from the mats, she cleaned the crocks and scoured the kettle, she mended the paper shoji with beeswax, she patched the straw and put pitch between logs to keep out the wind.
Protectors of my little house, you have given me a great gift. I do not deserve it. I offer this little rice cake. It's all I have. I know I have not thanked you properly since I was a boy. Please, spirits, accept my gratitude. Do not mock me with this honor and take it away from me as strangely as it came.
You are simple and kind, dear husband. You are humble and generous. I am honored to be at your side.
But it was not an easy time. Kokoro was the poorest of the poor among the peasants.
Winter is coming, Kokuro. It is cold.
There is no work for you. What will you do to feed your pretty bride?
2 mouths to feed instead of 1. How will you manage that?
Each day when Kokoro looked at what he had stored away, he was poorer than the day before. His heart was heavy. Each day his wife saw his face grow darker and darker. Finally, she said to him,
Dear husband, I see that you are troubled.
I am ashamed. I cannot care for you. The bean curd is gone. We have eaten the carrots. The rice is gone. The hunters have taken all the animals from the woods.
Dear husband, you must share your worries with me. You must not be too proud to accept my help.
Dear wife, I confess, I cannot find a way. I am grateful for your offer, but what can you do?
I see the village women weaving cloth to sell in the market. Please, dear husband, if you will build me a loom, and the wood you find in the forest, perhaps you will permit me to weave for you. I am not of this village, but I can weave one time for you if you will allow it.
Dear wife, it is true, the village women are weaving. If you'd like, I will build you a loom such as my mother used when she was a girl.
So Kokoro gathered the wood from the forest at the top of the mountain, and with his mallet and chisel built a loom, just as his wife had asked him to do. When it was finished, he gave it to her.
And now, dear husband, you must put the loom behind the shoji at the back of the hut. There I will weave, and you must promise never to look at me behind the screen while I work.
I will do as you say, my wife, but why must you hide behind the screen?
Please, I beg you. That is my request. You must never look at me while I'm weaving.
So Kokoro's wife prepared herself with bathing and offerings and went to work.
How lonely it is when she's gone. What does she do that I cannot see? But she asked me to wait, and I shall.
On the fourth day, his wife appeared.
Dear my husband, I have made you a cloth.
My wife, my beautiful wife, how pale you look. Your skin is as clear as glass.
Here, my husband. The cloth is yours. Please, take it to the market.
You have worked too long behind the screen. You have become ill. I swear I will never ask you to leave again.
Take it to the market and our troubles may be ended.
On the next day, he took the cloth, folded it carefully in the sleeve of his ragged kimono, and set out for the market in town. Along the road, dogs barked. The oxen pulled carts piled with baskets of turnips and pigs tied up for the slaughter. The roadway was filled with chatter. Kokuro could not resist showing his neighbors the cloth his wife had made.
That cloth is very rare. It is white without bleaching.
It is soft as the first snow.
How can this be? Where did she learn so much stuff?
What a lucky man with a wife like that.
I don't want such luck. She has help from an evil spirit.
Luck like that comes with a great price. After good fortune only comes bad.
The cloth is too fine for Kokuro.
He doesn't deserve a piece of cloth like that.
At the market, the bidding was very good. The hunters came from their houses with their wives. Each one wanted the cloth for himself.
I say 10 rope. I shall make it 20.
I shall have the whole piece for 35. I shall have it for myself.
I say 50 roll. I will pay no more cents.
50 rows? I cannot match that.
Nor can I.
50 roll.
And so the cloth was sold. Kokuro returned to the hut filled with joy.
Look at this! We shall have the finest food and the warmest fire for days and days. Blessings on the gods for this good fortune.
I am glad to see your brow is free from hair.
You are a fine wife, and you make me into a fine husband. 50 row. I have never seen such a fortune.
If we are wise, it will serve us well.
We are wise indeed. We shall manage it.
February passed, and then March, and still the snow fell.
Winter is cold. Winter is long.
50 row will not last forever.
Do not be too proud of young Kokuro.
Do you make your offering to the gods? Did you pay your tax?
2 mouths to feed. What will you do when your coins are gone?
The crock of being curd was nearly empty, but Kokuro said nothing. He did not wish to trouble his gentle wife. He looked at the sky for the spring rains that would bring some garlic shoots up from the earth, but they did not come. Still, Kokuro said nothing. Each day he went to the village to buy some rice and a piece of dried fish. Finally, his wife said to him,
Dear husband, I see that you are troubled.
I do not wish to speak of it.
Are you not my husband? Do I not share your sorrows as well as your joys?
Yes, my wife. It is true.
And speak to me, my dear husband. What makes your face so dark?
The winter will not end. The rains will not come. The tofu is gone.
See, dear husband. And the money from the cloth, that is gone as well.
Yes. This is true. I have nothing left. I cannot buy even a tiny bowl of miso to make the soup. What will we do?
It is possible for me to weave one more time.
I dared not ask you. It made you so pale. I cannot bear to make you ill.
Bring the loom. I will weave again, but please, I beg of you, this must be the last.
Dear wife, I am grateful. I will bring you the loom. This will be the last. I will not ask you again.
Kokuro brought the loom pieces into the hut. His wife scoured away the dirt and the snow.
I will set up the loom behind a shoji. Take the pieces there. I will prepare myself to weave, and I beg of you, please, never look at me while I am weaving.
Yes, my wife, I know. I do not understand, but I shall do as you say.
Once again, Kokuro sat down to wait as his wife disappeared from sight. Kokuro waited 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days.
Simple man. What does he think?
She weaves for him. What is she doing?
Who is this woman? What thread does she use?
There's a demon in the village.
Who is weaving behind the screen?
On the 5th day, Kokuro's wife came out from behind the screen. In her hands was the most beautiful piece of cloth he had ever imagined.
What is this cloth? It is lighter than silk.
This is not the village cloth. It is made of air.
It is made of the wind. Who has made this cloth?
There is a god in the loom.
The cloth seemed to breathe with a life of its own. Kokuro stood and gazed at its amazement.
This is magnificent, my wife. There is nothing like it in the world. I shall take it to the market today.
It is yours, dear husband.
The thin voice surprised him. She was even paler than before. Her cheekbones pressed to her skin. She had dropped to her knees. Her chin had fallen to her chest, and her hands dropped limply to rest at her side.
Dear wife, you are tired, but the cloth shimmers and glows.
I am glad you are pleased.
Rest yourself, and I shall go to the market. I shall sell the wonderful cloth. Thank you, my wife. Now rest. Thank you.